Alrighty, what's going on, Turd to Dirt World? Sorry I missed last week, and we're getting rolling this week, and we'll just kind of wait for everybody to get checked in, and we'll start rolling along and get through today's live broadcast and see if we can get everybody updated. See if I can post a few things. Oh, yeah. All right. Hang on, guys. I'm trying to find a link that I can link up here. There it is. Number 16. Hey, Brandon, what's going on? Daryl Stilson, how are you? Joe Battiato, what's up? Matt Elder. Dig that new number plate. I know, right? That's pretty sweet. I'll talk about that in a minute. There's a little something for fun. I'm in a beard contest at a local salon, so you guys can go out to Boyd's Salon here and like it if you have to, and scroll down until you find beard number 16. I think you'll recognize me and give me a vote. Stephen Cordis, what's happening? How are all you guys doing today? Wow, we've got the whole Cordis clan here. Even Angela's chimed in. Hey, Angela. I'll try, Joe. I'll try to talk loud so you can be sure and hear me while you're drinking and riding. All righty, we'll go ahead and go through some of a few things. Yeah, Steve, agreed. But yeah, you're doing a little better than I am. You're right. Ryan Palumbo, what's happening? All righty, so I got my slate of go-tos here. I need to pour my PBR in here. Get that rolling. Well, so some of you may have seen one of my posts earlier. So I came home to an early Father's Day present from my kids, and apparently one of them was at a garage sale, and this clean-looking bike right here was on sale for $10, and it came with a helmet, with a, I don't know, kitty pack. I mean, that's like a thing that you can put stuff in. It's blinged out. It's got Hello Kitty on the pedals, on the sidewalls, on the tube, on the top, on the seat tube, on the bottom tube. I mean, it's totally blinged out. And you can push here, and you get blinky lights. I mean, come on. I mean, how cool is that? So anyway, pretty awesome. So we're going to keep this here too. So. George, what's happening? Yes, I'm back. Yeah, I'm back. So in that vein and talking about being back, I'm sorry that I missed last week. Kind of had to. I was a little behind the curve, and I had a little incident last week, literally 2 hours before broadcast. I don't know if some of you may have followed it, but I was in Oklahoma City, and I needed to come back to my house to Hobart and check on some things around the house. And then I was planning on just coming back to the city. And, Jimmy Young, absolutely, totally. It's a single speed. Yeah, one gear, baby. One gear. It's perfect. So I just decided, what the hell? I'll ride my bike to Hobart, and I'll figure out a plan to get back. So I did that. So I packed up all my gear and on my bike and my backpack, and I rode 100 and I don't know, I think it was 132 miles, I think, on last Monday, and I got back to Hobart, and I rode like a lot of that was at night. I didn't get home till like 1 o'clock in the morning, so I just rode in with lights. So I was all good. Slept in next day, and I'd already worked out a plan. I was gonna meet some buddies. I was gonna ride about 40 miles, and I was gonna meet some buddies, do a 30-mile ride, and then they were gonna take me back to the city. So I had to get my bike prepped. So Tuesday night, I'm getting my bike prepped. I'm outside. I've got a porch that's about as tall as this table, which is 18 inches tall maybe. And I've got my bike over, working on it. And I step up on the porch to grab a rag, and I go to step down. And when I went to step down, I was stepping and twisting most likely because my bike was over to my right side. So I was probably already planning on stepping down and going over to my bike. And when I did that, my knee gave out, had a grinding sound, a popping sound, and completely collapsed on me. And I basically just fell to the ground and could not move it. So I hopped inside, and over the week, I've finally gotten pretty much I don't have the full prognosis, but I know what's wrong at this point. We had an MRI yesterday, and I talked to the doctor today, and I have to go in for an appointment tomorrow, but it does not look good. This is an old knee. I've injured it a few times playing basketball. So most of my damage in this poor thing was done when I was in my 20s, shooting hoops. Had a couple surgeries then, cleaned things up. I don't really know what all is in there floating around, but it's probably not good. But I've added to that mix now. So I now have another pretty serious medial cartilage tear called a bucket handle medial collateral cartilage tear. So that's one of my main reasons that I can't really walk right now. I can't. I'm on crutches, hence the crutches. Can't put any weight on it, and I can't straighten it out, and that's because of the cartilage that's blocking all the movement. And as Cy just asked or posted, and the other part is, surprisingly, I do have a partial ACL tear as well too. So I didn't expect the ACL. I was expecting a medial collateral tear because that's where the pain is at. The ACL is in the center of the knee, and I didn't expect that, but apparently I have a partial tear there. So I'll find out my exact procedure that we're going to have done. So at this point, I think surgery is inevitable. I don't think there's a way out of this without a surgery. So you guys will still see me around, but it's going to be a while before I'm back on the bike. My initial research, without talking to my doctor, which again, I see him in the morning, looks like anywhere between, it could be as short as 2-3 months and as long as 6 to 8 months. So I'm factoring probably 6 months, probably before I can even attempt to get back on a bike. But I don't know. We'll just kind of play that by ear. Depends on what they find when they go in with a scope and do the surgeries that they intend, and see if they find other stuff. So again, that's just part of the gig. So now you guys know, but I'll be around. I've been doing this for a long time, so it's not like I'm missing anything critical, and I'll still be around at events doing my thing. I just won't have to worry about racing. So I'll just be drinking more PBRs and yelling at you guys. So Jeremy, what's happening? Joe Battiato, Hill Climbs the Dale isn't easy. Hey, that reminds me of the story from Roman Nose with Ryan West. Man, he took a staircase at Roman Nose about 10 years ago. We were in the dark with one hand and held his beer and didn't spill his beer. So Ryan I don't know if anybody else was there with that, but Ryan should remember that. That's an awesome story. Brandon, I agree, thumbs down. But hey, what? It happened, and hey, we're gonna get this thing fixed. So we'll get her fixed and do what we need to do. So honestly, I'm considering that I'm 50 years old and I've got a knee that's was so wrecked from playing basketball when I was in my 20s that I'm honestly quite surprised that I've made it this long without having a major injury. Probably cycling is strengthened it enough that it's kept it as strong as it is. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I'll keep everybody informed, and now you guys know. So, alrighty, let's move on. We got stuff to talk about. We got all kinds of things. I'm just going to really kind of touch on these, and you guys can kind of chime in a little bit. I didn't do a lot of preparation for this, so I don't have a lot of notes. But man, there's been so much going on the last 2 weekends. I mean, these last 2 weekends have probably been probably the biggest 2 weekends in our region. I mean, last weekend before last was definitely the biggest race weekend for everything. We had DK 200. We had PaloDuro 24 hours in the canyon. We had OKC ProAm, and then kind of a little bit out of our bailiwick, but was still happening. And I'd heard about it because I still know a bunch of people that do multi-sport events, but they had some kind of qualifier event for a higher up race. I don't know what the qualifier was for at El Reno for a triathlon. So, I mean, all of those happened the same weekend. So crazy stuff going on that weekend. We were at DK. Des was attempting, I think this would have been her second DK. This year she was trying it on a single speed. And I think most of you guys have already heard. And she got to about mile 145, 150, and then had some gastrointestinal issues, and physically she felt fine. She was strong. In fact, there's pictures of her and her other teammate that were both single speeders pulling people, pulling geared guys. So they were all strong and all good, but just didn't quite. I don't know, just weird mix of factors. When you got crazy weather and you're trying to take in a lot of nutrition, sometimes it does things to your body. Hey, Jason Ingelke. Looks like you're on vacay. Oregon Beach. Very cool, man. Good to hear from you. So there's a bunch of other people at DK. I mean, I know our buddy Heath was there, and he rode with Dan Joy. And if you guys saw their post up on Facebook talking about their journey for the DK, it was a pretty awesome ride up. And I mean, all of our Stillwater crew was down there, and tons of those guys finished. And in fact, 2 of them that I'm aware of got their number 5. So it's a big deal to complete your 5th DK. And when you do that, you get a little, you get a chalice. They call it the golden chalice, but it's actually a glass chalice. And our buddies Chris Peters and Big Dave. In fact, there was a picture on Facebook of Big Dave at they were at the shop and at District, and he's drinking a cold beer out of his glass chalice. So thumbs up to those guys. It's amazing. It's amazing what some of those guys have accomplished since we first met them just 10 years ago or so. It's been an amazing transition, and seeing all the different goals and people and things that they've achieved. So just cool career. So anyway, DK, there's probably a lot more to it. I mean, it's a huge event, but we kind of stayed in our little world. I did SAG, and so I was kind of focused really on one thing, and that was getting Des in and out of transition. And I didn't really get a chance to see much any other people. You guys probably saw my Facebook live feeds, so I did do some fanboy stuff. I did get some Sven Nice, and I got some Jens Voigt, and there were some other pros there, but I mainly focused on catching those guys. Jens did finish pretty far back from the leaders, obviously, and Sven packed it in at checkpoint 3. No, he packed it in at checkpoint 2. So I saw him. In fact, I got a live video of him on the phone and getting in the van. So, hey, Julie Denton, how are you? Looks like Julie's checking in, and she's chilling on the couch with one arm. She had a little shoulder surgery today or this morning. So sounds like they found some nice damage in there and got her all fixed up. So she's going to be good as new before we know. Hey, Brandon Nesbitt, how you doing, buddy? Snuck in. I almost missed you there. So along with DK, we had PaloDuro, and really I'm just kind of going. I haven't had a chance to really check personally with some of our folks, but we had a bunch of Bike Lab people down there, Phoenix folks, team warm up. Man, I'm not even sure who all was down there. Just kind of going by some of the posts we had, but man, we had some great performances down there. Sound like a lot of people really enjoyed that. I think the weather was about the same across the board. It was hot. It was hot. So, Julie, no wine for Team Wine Box. I do have some. It's in here, but I'm gimped up, and it's hard to go back and forth from the couch to the fridge. So I get a bigger cup so that I don't have to make as many trips. Of course, that's probably no wine for you since you're probably on drugs. On the good stuff. I've got some good stuff too, but I haven't really taken them, so I don't really have that much pain, so not now. Thanks, Brandon. Yeah, we'll get her fixed up, man. It may take me a few months, but hey, we'll get it fixed and take care of it. So Jeremy is just popping in here. Jeremy Black says Brandon Reed got second over solo. And Jennifer Garland got third, 24 solos. So, man, that's just solo. That means riding 24 hours by yourself, and that is, man, that's a big ask. That's a pretty amazing feat. Honestly, that's something that I've never done, and I don't know that I want to, but go take a peek out there. Brandon Reed's he did a Facebook post, talked about his experience during his 24-hour ride, and it's a pretty good ride up, man. You need to go out there and read it, and wow. I mean, that's all I can say is that's just such an amazing mental, physical effort, and I'm just super impressed that we've got people that we ride with and that we know that are in our world that do things like this, because it's just you just see amazing things every week. People are awesome, and I'm glad I count all you guys as my friends. Almost winning. Hey, buddy. I'd count that as a win, brother. Heath Arning, what's happening? All right, so as well as all this stuff that's a little dirty, we had some roadie stuff happening, and we had the OKC ProAm, and we managed to do the same thing that we've done in years past, that we've gone to do DK. Since DK is on Saturday, we cruise back and catch the last day. We don't race it. I raced it a few years ago, but we come back and just watch the OKC ProAm Sunday. And so we caught several of those races, and caught a wicked crash. And one of the, I can't even remember which one it was now. I think it might have been the Cat 3s, Cat 2s. I can't remember, but I know I was standing right at the gate when it happened, start-finish line. So, but some good racing. I had several of our Bike Lab folks up there, as well as, everybody else. So it was good stuff. Jeremy Black, our team, Jeremy had a team. He said they completed 35 laps and still finished fourth. That's 35 laps. Holy cow, that's a lot of bike riding. Kelly, quit. My dog's driving me crazy. Sorry. She's like biting her leg and making all kinds of racket. Wow, 35 laps is a long way. How'd you enjoy riding at night, or did you get the night shift, Jeremy? Let us know. And Julie, me working with a left hand. Need to borrow a tandem. Oh goodness. Yeah, Ryan, I saw you were Ryan Plump. I saw you were out on vacation doing some stuff, man. So it says you got to enjoy some Black Hills trails last week. Yeah, I saw you were all over the place. So, man, looks like you had a good time, and that's pretty awesome. I was kind of jonesing on your pictures since I couldn't travel. Literally every race, Angela Cordes. Yes. John Shears checking in. What's happening, John? So we even had a John Shears sighting. So so I'll go ahead and lead into my next event that I was going to talk about. So we followed up with this weekend with Tulsa Tough. Well, by this point, I'm all gimped up and I can't do crap. I'm, on crutches and, getting out and about's a pain in the ass. So we vegged out on the couch all weekend, and all I did all this last weekend was watch the live feed from the Tulsa Tough. So shows you what all I did. I did nothing but watch the live feed. That was it. And so Des and I are watching. I can't remember which one it was. It was probably the 35 plus Masters B maybe group. And we see this off-camera jersey, and we're like, and they never would get a good shot of you. So we're like, man, I think that's Shears. It was like, no, I don't think it is. And then finally we got a good shot of you, and it was John. So we caught him all, getting roadie on us and doing his racing. So he held out for as long as he could, and then I think finally the group got hot, and John kind of went out the back. So the little OTB, but hey, that happens. Anyway, good to see him out there. And I guess Jason Engelke, I see you talking about Shears. You must have been on vacation, because I was looking for that jersey, and I didn't see you out there racing. So now that I hear you're out at Oregon Beach, you must be on vacation. So see, what did Jeremy say? About 4 laps at night, pushing hard, but still took moments to enjoy the stillness and expanse of the stars. Yeah. Riding at night is really cool. It's a different experience. And if you haven't done it, you need to. You should definitely do it, whether it's on the trail or whether it's on gravel. I totally get what you're saying. You definitely have to take a moment. So I will give you a little tidbit, though. If you're going to do gravel at night and you decide to stop, keep in mind that apparently skunks are attracted to the lights. So you need to make a lot of noise. So I stopped twice just to make some adjustments, get some stuff out of my packs, because it was dark and I couldn't see crap. I had lights, but you still can't see stuff on your body and on your bike. So I stopped, and I hear a little shuffling, and I look over, and when I look over, my headlamp points, and here's like a whole posse of skunks just scuttling over towards me. So I jump back on my bike and ride for just about 5 yards and keep my eye on them, and the noise scares them off, and then they're fine. But yeah, it was just like the light. They see the light, and they just come running for it. So anyway, it was quite interesting, especially when there were clouds behind me and there were no stars. So it was so dark, I couldn't see anything. Jason Engelke says, poor scheduling. You're planning your vacation better next year. Don't miss Tulsa Tough. Yeah, Shears, you attempted the preem, and I know you got so close, dude. You were so close to that preem, and then that guy just pulled through, and then you were just wrecked from trying to go for it. That's a bummer, but that happens. That's why they do the preems. Highly recommend the Dead Swede. I'm going to have to Google that. I assume that's probably a drink from Tegan Malone. Scott Hutchins, Texas, checking in. What's happening, dude? There's another one of our crew. They did some roading this weekend, too. We got to catch Reed doing his thing in the Cat 4s. So we had a couple 3 juniors in the Cat 4s. Not us, but Oklahoma, and just in general racing the Cat 4s. So, yeah, you're right. Jimmy was first. But you didn't identify yourself as a Texan, Jimmy. So, that's just Scott's usual check-in. So you guys are both awesome. Sheridan, Wyoming gravel grinder. Yes. Yes, Tegan. That's what she's talking about. Is that coming up, or is that what you guys did when you guys went on your little walkabout? Call that a walkabout. That's a little Australian thing when you just like, hey, pick up and go do stuff with no real huge agenda. Anyway, but man, Tulsa Tough was, I'm so stoked to see that, have that live feed, because we had a ball watching that. Some scary stuff, man, some super fun stuff, and all kinds of crazy stuff on Crybaby Hill. So you guys got to experience it, but man, the camera work was pretty awesome, and the cameras were very high quality. So yeah, I think a lot of people are probably going to watch these videos, especially if they saw the live feed, and be a little bit more aware of what they do, especially when cameras are zooming in on them. So just got back, 100 miles, 11K of elevation. Woo, buddy. That'd be a hell of a gravel grinder. So Tegan Malone, I'm just kind of one off talking here and jumping around. So she referred to in just a second ago, highly recommends the Dead Swede. That was a gravel grinder that they just got back from. Her and Amelia just took a little trip, going around doing stuff, biking and having a good time. And one of the things up there was in Sheridan, Wyoming, and it was a gravel grinder called the Dead Swede. 100 miles, 11,000 feet of elevation. So pretty sweet. Sounds like a heck of a time. I may have to check that out sometime when I get my body back to functioning. So you didn't have to say that. Tegan says Whispers only did the 40 miler. Well, the 40 miler probably still had like 4,000 feet of climbing, which is crazy because we do our 100 milers out here and barely have 4,000. So you probably still did more climbing than we do. That's awesome though. Okay. That's kind of I guess that kind of gets us caught up on all the goings on. It's real rough. I didn't go to any detail on any of them, just kind of relied on you guys. So a lot of good stories coming out of all these events. So man, I tell you, it's I just can't say enough about how impressed I am with all of you guys and all the things that you do, and seeing all the stories from people out of PaloDuro and DK, and and then just the craziness and the high intensity speeds, and wow, some of the stuff in these crit racing. Crit racing is just scary and fast and adrenaline rush. So anyway, just awesome that we all do this kind of stuff, and love sharing it, and I love watching you guys do your thing. 3,000 feet of climbing, 7 and 20%, between 7 and 20% grade. Youch. That will get your attention, and that's just in the 40 miler. So ouch. But fun. We'll totally do that on single speed. All right, just a couple of upcoming events. There's probably more things upcoming, but the couple of things that I put on my calendar, since I'm a little bit more free now. I'm not going to be doing the Arkansas races this year. I may go up and try to just support a few of them, just because I miss my Arkansas crew, as well as we're probably going to have some of our team going down, so I may just go up there just to hang out. Probably not going to do that in these early races. I may wait till later, simply just because it's a little bit difficult for me to travel right now. I can do short distances, but man, being gimped up with crutches is a pain in the ass when you're out on right now. So probably going to wait till I figure out when my surgery is and go there. But I'll probably try to make some of the Arkansas races. But I highly recommend, if you guys want to continue doing some cross country racing, go up there, because this is a great series. They just did Hobbs last weekend. Upcoming on the 24th of this month, which is just a couple weeks, right? Yeah, a couple weeks. We've got Iron Mountain. Again, another super cool course. They only take a portion of the marathon course, unless they change it from last year. It's a super fast course that I think you'll really enjoy. So go check it out. Going go give Arkansas our support and go take their money. That's what we like to do last year. So Arkadelphia, you got it, Heath. It's good. It's super cool. It's a fun race. Fun race. All righty. Next on the list is our Moonshine Madness Summer Endurance Series. So I had originally planned on missing 2 of those dates simply because I was going to be in Arkansas racing. Looks like I am not going to be doing that now. So I won't be racing this one, but I'll be out there and hanging out and drinking cold beers and heckling and maybe even doing some live broadcast out there. Who knows? We'll see what happens. But our very first one is coming up on the 23rd, so you got a couple weekends. It is going to be at Draper. It will be sponsored by Bike Club here in Oklahoma City chapter, and all the proceeds will go to help Oklahoma City Bike Club. So get registered. Again, this is a 4-hour race setup. I think registration will probably start around, I don't know, 3 or 4. It's set on the post, but I can't remember. And racing begins at 7. So hopefully that will give all the bike shop guys time to get off work and get on out there. If they pre-registered, they can just roll up and get right going. So, but go check it out. Get registered online. If you want to do all 3, there is also a registration for doing all 3, and you get a little bit of a discount if you register for all 3 at the same time. All juniors race free, but they have to pre-register. So need to have them pre-register for, but if they do, they can do it for free. Jeremy, are there course maps available? Are you asking course maps available for the Moonshine Madness series? My guess is you are, and I don't know the answer to that. Maybe Tegan will answer that question here. She just posted up. They're working on routes right now. We'll post as soon as possible. So working on that, and then of course we'll work on the other venues as they approach a little bit closer. So plan is 4 to 6 miles. So with that time frame, what you're going to get, and again, this was kind of always the plan, and this is modeled off the Smurf Boy series in Texas. And the cool thing is that you get, hey, hang on a second. Be right back. Got police cars driving around outside. I want to see what's going on. Oh, well, pretty boring. Nothing going on. They've driven by like 3 times. Sorry for the interruption there, but hey, small town life, got to see what's going on. We're probably looking for somebody. So with my front door wide open, my back door unlocked, so I probably just run right in. So Steve Cordes, you want a refund for what? So let me go back to Moonshine. So the structure of the event. So basically it starts at 7. It's not getting dark until 9. I don't know when the exact turnaround is, but I mean, we're starting to get dark a little bit sooner. So it's getting dark a little bit before 9. I think we're going to gradually start working our way down. But by the time these events are happening, it's still going to give you plenty of time to get a lap and a half, maybe even 2 laps, depends on, especially the first one. As we get to the second race and the third race, we're going to be losing daylight. But it's really cool that, you go out, you can get a feel for the course without lights. And, as soon as you roll through at a certain point, you're going to have to flick your lights on. And then you're going to finish the race in the dark. So let's just race in the summer without dying from heat. It's super cool to ride at night. It's going to be a fun atmosphere. A lot of people are going to be just camping and hanging out. I mean, I venture to say that probably half the people will just camp and stay overnight and just make a party of it. So you'll finish up at 11. They'll have awards, and it's all good. So. You guys. So I'll let Jason and Steven heckle each other there. It's nice work. So anyway, so I highly recommend this race. So even if you're not, I'd really say reach out to people too, because these are great events for people that initially don't like the idea of racing bikes. I know there's a lot of people that ride bikes that just refuse to race for whatever reason. They don't like the competitiveness, or maybe the competitiveness scares them off. They just don't think they're ready for that. This is the perfect event to do that, because it's going to be a race, but for a lot of people, it's not really going to be a race. We're just going to be out riding bikes, having a good time. So, I mean, the last one of these I did with James Dempsey. We did a team, and our goal, we were called Team Jaeger. So we basically took a shot of Jaeger before and after every lap. And I think I was the last one to finish. We did win, but he goaded me into going out for another lap. And that was probably not a good plan, as many as shots as we'd had. So anyway, it's going to be a good time. It's a fun event. It's, you can start, and if you just want to stop, then you just stop. So yeah, come on out, hang out, support Bike Club, have a good time, ride your bike as much as you feel like you want to ride your bike, and call it good. So, and Tegan says, yes, we can camp at Draper that weekend. So that's going to be awesome. It's going to be super fun. I'm there. I'm there, guys. I mean, obviously I can't ride, but I'll be there. Brent says, can you put a pad on Hello Kitty and make a scooter for your bum knee and lose the crutches? If I could, I would do all of the above. But, kind of got to roll with the punches. Whoa. Let's go. Got some notes here, and everybody posted a whole bunch and just went jumping. Cliff notes on what happened. Oh, Brad, hey, I stepped off my porch, hurt my knee, torn meniscus, partially torn ACL, surgery imminent, very likely 4 to 6 months off the bike. That's the Cliff Notes version. Jeremy, exactly, Jeremy. Jeremy's been, this is like Jeremy's coined phrase, ride bikes, drink beer. That's it. That's what we're going to be doing. Oh, there you go. Angela Cordes, you're right. Torn meniscus and ACL. So, and it's some weird, and the meniscus that I tore is some weird thing that supposedly typically only happens in young people. And it's fairly bad. I don't know if it's repairable or not. It's a possibility that they can stitch the meniscus, and I don't know, but if not, they cut it out. So I'm not sure how much even meniscus I have left after my other 2 surgeries. So Brad, I wish. I wish I had a good story for it. No, I did not crash. I was cleaning my bike and stepped off my porch. No, nothing exciting. Stepped off my porch and basically just fell to the ground. Took me about 5 minutes to get back up. So, Julie Denton, I'm there. I'll even buy the box wine. I think I owe you guys for that. So you just have to tell me what kind you like, and I will buy it. Team wine box, hanging out. We need to have all the Crips, all the Gimps hanging out in one spot. So Julie and I can, I'll have my crutches and she'll be in a sling. So anybody else that's gimped up can come hang out, and we can have our team wine box meeting. So, all right, let's see if there's anything else. Get this out here where I can see it. I think that's it. So, cutting her short about 40 minutes, so we're all good. But I will probably see you guys barring the weather. I assume Draper will be open Thursday unless we have something come in between now and then. I'll be out there. I think Des wants to go out there and get one last ride in before she goes to Peru for her medical mission. So I think I'm going to be out there hanging out. So I'll see you guys out there. If not, then we'll see you at the next Moonshine Madness at Draper. So. All right. Yeah, there you go, Angela. I like those emojis. You guys are all right. Yeah, we'll post that up. Hang on, Scott. I had that just a minute ago. I'll get you going, Scott, in a second. I'm Googling it right now on another page, and I will have it in just a second. All right, let me get back here. All right, Heath, we'll see you, buddy. Okay, there's the Facebook page for the Moonshine Madness. I would assume the links to all the registration is on there. I didn't look that closely, but I'm fairly certain. If it's not on there, I'll find those links and I'll post them on here in just a second, Scott. All right, I will, Jason. You bet, man. I'll be seeing you. I'll be around. I'm going to disappear. I just won't be racing against you, so. Paula says, if Draper is closed, head to Yukon to Kelly Trails. You betcha. We'll just play the weather out and see how it happens. And still need to try to get a Tuesday something going out there at Kelly Farms as well, too. Yeah, you're probably right, Julie. I probably will be riding a stationary bike at that, but it's going to be a while before I'm doing anything. So we'll see what happens. There we go. Tegan Malone just posted it for you, Scott. I knew she would hook you up because I'm a little slow on the draw there. All righty. Thumbs up, folks. Peace out. We'll see you guys around.